What up, all my fight fans? So, of course, we already know Izzy is your new middleweight champion of the world. We already talked about that ad nauseum, and I'm not going to talk about that more. But what I want to talk about is what is going to be next for Israel Adesanya. I even mentioned that prior to that, but there's been some interesting developments. So, International Fight Week is coming up, and we continue to talk about that over and over and over again. We can talk about the possible main event. We already got 2 fights on there. We got possibly on there. We got Brandon Moreno versus Pantoja, I believe his name is, and then you got Yair Rodriguez versus Alexander Volkanovski. So this is starting to get a little bit stacked, but it does feel like it's missing one more. It feels like it's missing one more, and this is where I'm wanting to ask you guys: do you think Israel Adesanya should go on that card and possibly face someone that he has not faced recently, someone that he has not really potentially went up against just yet? And I'm talking about either the potential matchup of Sean Strickland or Draculius Duplessis. I'm sorry if I'm saying that name wrong, but pretty much in initial form, DDP. That's cool. Like, he's now MMA's DDP. But either way, do you think that could potentially be a matchup for Israel Adesanya? It makes me wonder, because it's like, it sounds intriguing. It's like, yeah, we do want to see him against someone like the stars of the middleweight division, but possibly a Robert Whittaker. Not so much, but it's Robert Whittaker, and then of course he already faced everybody else, like Jared Cannonier, Paulo Costa, Marvin Vettori, whatnot. So yeah, there really isn't nobody else except for those. I personally like the Sean Strickland only because I love and would be very interested and very fun to see the press conferences. We already saw them go back and forth at last International Fight Week when Sean Strickland and Israel Adesanya were pretty much chirping at each other, trash talking with each other when they were fighting different opponents. We know Sean Strickland ended up getting knocked out by Alex Pereira, but at the end of the day, it still was very fun to see these guys. And now with Alex Pereira, I believe he was on a 2-fight losing skid, and he did get one win back. I can't remember exactly who that was, but I know it was relatively close. I think he was a replacement for a fighter. I can't remember that, guys, but I'll definitely let you know more about that. But still, I definitely would love to see that. And of course, we already got the South African DDP, who's done a few interviews regarding the fact that he is gonna be the first fighter that currently lives in Africa and currently pretty much has an African zip code, if you will, saying that he wants to be the first one to be champion there. Where Israel Adesanya, we already know what his story is, coming from places like Nigeria and such like that, but living in, I believe, in Australia. So yeah, there's like